Have you ever had a client or someone ask you a question and you're thinking, the answer is so obvious. Why are you asking me this question? We take for granted what others simply do not know. And while it seems like an obvious answer to you, for those who do not know, it's not so simple and not so obvious. Hi, welcome to Front Porch Lawyer. I'm Francine, your host. Remember that show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? They would ask obscure questions, and the more you got right, the closer you got to winning $1 million. And they had 3 lifelines. One was ask a friend, another one was ask the audience, and the other one was eliminate 2 of the wrong answers. Well, we used to watch that show with our kids. And sometimes our kids would know a lot of the answers, and they would say, that's easy, we should go on the show. And there would be a couple of answers they didn't know, and they would say, well, that's what the lifelines are for. We should still go on the show. Until the next show, when they didn't know any of the answers. And eventually my husband and I would say, it's easy when you know the answer. I think about that line, it's easy when you know the answer, when I'm speaking with clients. It would be easy for them if they knew the answer. But they're asking because they don't know the answer, regardless of how simple and obvious it might seem to me. They're asking me because they know or believe that I have the answer. Equally often, though, I hear attorneys, other experts, people in the know, making comments about these questions, thinking that the answer is obvious. And I can see that proverbial eye rolling in their head, thinking that the question is just so simple. Why are they asking me this ridiculous question? When I was 19 years old, I got my first job in an office as a legal secretary in a law office. I knew nothing. No, I knew less than nothing. I knew how to type. That was it. Shortly after starting, something came in the mail, and the secretary saw it on my desk. And as she was walking by, she said to me, you need to get that calendared, and she just kept walking away. The problem I had was I was extremely self-conscious, so I couldn't say, well, excuse me, what do you mean by that? I didn't. I just sat there, smiled, and nodded my head. And I was too embarrassed to just blurt out a question. Get it calendar. I had no idea what that meant. I had a little calendar on my desk. And this little tiny calendar, I thought, could she mean to write information down on my calendar? And why would I do that? That didn't make any sense. Like, I had the piece of paper. I don't need to write it on my calendar. Get it calendar. I just said it over and over in my head, as if I was going to come up with the answer by saying it over and over in my head. But this kind of gives you an idea what people do when they don't know the answer. Well, that got me nowhere. And purely out of fear, I finally went and asked somebody what I was supposed to do. And they showed me this entire system in the office to get something calendar. It wasn't complicated. It was a system, but it was simple. But to a 19-year-old newbie in her first office job ever, getting it calendared meant nothing. It meant less than nothing. Someone else might have just ignored the comment completely and done nothing, which could have wreaked havoc in the office later. It was only because I was one of those 19-year-old girls afraid of getting in trouble that I finally asked the question. And once I learned, it was easy. It was simple. It was obvious. As lawyers, we are experts in many things, and many ordinary things are mundanely ordinary to us. But to others, those mundanely ordinary things could be the difference between understanding what's going on and just hitting a brick wall. So don't roll your eyes at them, in fact or proverbially. Put yourselves in their shoes. The fact that they don't know leaves them confused. They don't know the answers, and they're losing the millionaire game. And you have to be their lifeline. So as an expert, always be your client's lifeline, even when it comes to little tiny things that seem so obvious. This is just another little tip for building ironclad trust with your clients. And I'll see you back here on Front Porch Lawyer.